In 2008, I met Mr. C.K. Prahlad, the management guru who wrote this bestseller, Fortune at the Bottom of the Pyramid. I really fell in love with that book. The very concept that there's 4 billion people all around the world, they are not a burden, but they are actually potentially great consumer market. And he said they have to be part of the process. So this was fascinating for me, and I was just discussing him as he came to IIM Ahmedabad. And after this session, I was talking to him. Those were the times when economic recession had just started to create a panic. And I asked him about what he thinks about the future. So he said that crises like this uh, are also a great breeding ground for future innovations, life-changing future innovation. So when I look about these coronavirus pandemic times, think that there can be 4 or 5 segments where we are going to see massive interest from future startup founders. And what are those sectors? First, logistics. In these times of coronavirus pandemic, we have seen how important they are. When the state enforces a lockdown, you are only reliant on these logistics players to deliver you, the medicines or any essential groceries. So they times like these actually are eye-opening, and we realized how important it is for any country in the world to have logistics and supply chain players in the market, because they were the life saviors. Frontline. Number two, frontline sector is going to be a place where people are going to invest. Use People are going to use technology and AI in this sector. Why? Because of course we all know they turned out to be the real heroes, these frontline people. And before this, they were called as forgotten workforce. 85% of the world population of the workforce, they are this forgotten workforce, the frontline people. They don't have a desk job, and they're not given that much importance. And this is very sad. But this coronavirus pandemic time showed that they are your life saviors. Of course, the third sector, so agriculture. Now again, in these times, this situation, food shortage, is one problem which we all have really came into touch with the reality of. And this is where I think uh, there will be many promising startup players in the market who try to use technology for both mass production and quality production. There can be several problems which can be solved using technology in agriculture. So there are many countries in the world which are too reliant on traditional mode of farming. So there are so many problems, like farmers' landholding problems is there, irrigation problem is there. They are too reliant on the rainfalls, which is very erratic. In some seasons you have heavy rainfall, in other seasons you feel a drought-like situation. So traditional farming techniques, they need a complete shift or upgrade, and we can use technology. And there are many thought leaders in the industry who are actually keen on this agrotech sector, which is a good sign. So this is the third sector to watch out for. Education. A lot of students, they suffered. And can we use technology and AI to bring education to the students? This is the real question. Now in this time, most edtech companies, they were more interested in making profits, and they were trying to save their basically they were trying to save their business. So they're not to be blamed, because this was the first for them as well. But in future, we should look for a day when we can use technology to make education free, to make education available to each one of the students all around the world. So this is one of my favorite wish. I wish to see a day where education is completely free, just like breathing is free. Though I can't say this anymore, because in coronavirus times, even breathing had its own. Uh, uh, we had a charge to pay for breathing. Anyway, I'm not going to that. But so this is the fourth segment where we could see influx of startups. And the fifth one. So logistics, frontline, education, agriculture, and the fifth one is preventive healthcare. We have seen that in this pandemic, even the countries with the best medical infrastructure and facilities, their medical system collapsed. So simply because you cannot provide ICUs and beds, hospital beds, to 7 billion people in the world. So this curative side of healthcare has got exposed in this pandemic times, and rightly so, because if we have to move towards a better world, we have to ensure that preventive healthcare is given more importance, simply because we do not want to reach a stage where we become ill. Because if all 7 to 8 billion people become ill, there is no chance to supply them the curative medicine and healthcare facilities. So better move towards preventive healthcare, and it includes a lot of things. It includes maybe products based on immunity boosters. It means martial arts, yoga, Zumba, dancing, a lot of things. So basically, it's like boosting your immunity, both healthy with health, and keeping your mental health in balance, and holistically keeping you fit and cheerful so that you do not fall ill. So in this sector also, we are going to see a major influx and interest from future startup players. So these 5 sectors, I think we are going to see major breakthroughs from these areas. So logistics, agriculture, frontline, education, and preventive healthcare. These 5 are my picks, and cutting across all these sectors is this word, artificial intelligence. So using artificial intelligence, we have to ensure a better world.